Thank you all four for being here. This is the first time in 30 years that you're sitting down for a network interview. How does it feel to be together again?
Well, we're together.
We're always eating together.
We're together for the first time in this environment.
Yeah.
But yes, but we've been together for the last 30 years.
And actually, we haven't been all four together with you, Richard.
No, that's
There you go.
We've
Now
tried
you're
many
the
This
times.
silent, yeah?
Yeah, you're the only one who is able to wrangle us.
True that.
So when you
For
said
an interview.
For an interview.
All right.
But let's just let it be known, we have a group chat that's so constant that they're on mute for me.
We just had a group chat this morning, Rosalind saying something about, but we won't talk about that.
So this is old school. You're just hanging out and having fun.
Correct.
Yeah.
But with makeup on.
And clothes.
This is true.
I mean, not that we're naked.
And shoes
Nice
on.
clothes.
Shoes on.
At the Academy Museum, and
Correct.
top of that. One of the things that I was thinking about and how awestruck I would be as I sat with all four of you is to think back 30 years ago. This film has become so epic, historic, and has really taught so many generations. And as I watched it again for the 5th time, saw what you were teaching intergenerationally on top of that, as well as just the history along the way. How does it feel to have played a role within that? And at the time, 30 years ago, I imagine it was, well, we're going to do a great job, but I didn't know this was going to turn out to be this. What do you think, Rosalind?
Well, at the time that we shot it, I had no clue the ramifications of doing this movie. I mean, this movie is shown in high schools, in the public high schools. I think
Colleges, too.
Yeah. The book is required reading, Joy Luck Club, for my kids' school, probably for you guys as well. So I don't think we had a clue.
Which
Did
is
you have a
great.
clue?
I mean, because generation after generation gets to see this film, but also I think they still react the same as they did 30 years ago. A lot of the young Asian Americans and non-Asian Americans, they still feel the value of the immigrant story and the familial story between the mothers and the daughters, and they all have such amazing stories of how it impacted them. And I think that's a real testament of Amy Tan's storytelling, that it transcends time.
I think one of the beautiful contributions that this film has made to just people, writ large, is just that it provides a portal to start conversations. So when you can see something objectively apart from you on the screen, you might be brave enough to have that conversation with your mom, and know, because it's hard to know how to start.
We had that conversation with our moms.
Exactly. Also because, admittedly, these 3 women are mothers themselves, and complementing what Ming said, that people will react to the same way in seeing this story, this collection of stories by Amy Tan, but also they do react with it differently because they grow older and they have children and they're watching it with their children when they were children at the first time they were watching it. So there is that constant shift, but it's also the connectivity between the generations. What Lauren was saying is that it's a portal. It's an impetus to ask your mother, what happened to you? What were you like when you were younger? And
Can
then
you
they
see
say,
me?
None of your business.
And it's like, none of your business.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
Why
it.
didn't you ask
Doesn't
me
matter.
before?
Doesn't matter.
We're here now.
Yeah.
And one of the joys for me was watching my kids watch the movie for the first time. And what I had forgotten, because they were laughing all the way through it, even though it has so much sadness. So I had forgotten how funny it is, too.
Right.
So I think that's also why it touched so many people.
No talking in Chinese. How do I know you're not cheating?
We don't know, we not. You don't know, but we are your auntie, and we are very honest people.
I think that's also why it touched so many people.
And not just Asian Americans.
Correct.
I mean,
Exactly.
Anybody who has a
Right.
mom.
Exactly.
Right.
Anybody who's in a family, really.
Yeah.
You don't know the power you have over me.
One of the things for me as a man watching that is
And only 5 times.
And only 5 times.
I'm a little disappointed in that. but-
I was able to see my mom and my grandma
Yes.
in different ways.
Yes.
What have men said to you?
Well, that's fascinating.
What if men?
No, men have come up to me and they go, it's not just a chick flick.
Yeah.
It
Right.
made me cry too.
Yeah,
And I go,
that's exactly.
because you loved your mom. And some of them said no because I didn't know my mom. And I go, well, there you go. It's a chance for you to get.
I mean, and it crosses all ethnicity.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was in a store, and you know, this big, burly, like strapping black man came up to me, and he's like, "I know you. I know you." And I was like, "Oh, hi." And I'm thinking, okay, Street Fighter, Marvel, you know, all these other like kind of nerd boy things.
Yeah.
And he went, "Joyla Club."
Oh.
Blew me away.
Wow.
The fact that that was the film that he found a connection with in such a deep way, you know, that he remembers, and he was able to like pick me out of the crowd. So
Yeah, whenever somebody says
Yeah.
Joy Luck Club, I always say to them, you must love your mother.
oh,
It is telling.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it like just warm your heart?
does.
It does. It really
I do
does.
remember though when the film first came out, there were some Asian men that had
Yeah.
a problem with it because they didn't like being depicted in the ways in which the movie, you know, and so I remember doing a panel and Amy had a great answer because she said, these are just my stories and see, so I'm encouraging you to write your own stories so there'll be many, many stories to tell our collective story. And so I thought that was a great thing to say because I think it depends on how evolved the man is too, and what their own personal experience is coming to a film like that. If they're more connected to their yin side, their feminine side, then they might feel things more deeply. And it just depends what lens you're looking
All
at.
four of us have found incredible men in our lives.
Yeah, they all get along.
So can I tell you,
We
our
call them
men
the Boy Luck Club.
Yeah.
love each other more than we love
Is that right?
each other.
It's true.
It is true.
You call it the
It is.
Men Luck Club?
No, the Boy
Boy
Luck
Luck
Club.
Boy Luck Club.
Yeah.
But
Instead of Joy Luck Club.
I got
Come on,
that.
Richard.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
But how lucky is that, though,
I know.
that they all
That's
get
amazing.
along?
Yeah.
Honestly, there are times, you know, I just like being at home in my PJs, you know.
Right.
But sometimes, like when they're trying to, you guys, we got to do this or that. It's always Simon who's like, "Oh, are the boys?
Are the boys coming?
Oh, is that right?
Are the boys coming?
We have to go. I mean, even for this, he asked, "Are the boys going?"
Yeah.
And we seem to always make our decisions as a group. It's like we're either all going or
I would have
not
never guessed
going.
that. Not at all.
Because we like to be in our PJs.
It is, who doesn't? All Asian cast, when you got the call, what was it like to see that? Because we hadn't seen that in decades.
It was thrilling to be able to just be a part of, and even the crew, everyone involved, there was so much
true.
diversity. And that was 30 years ago, so
Yes.
even more impressive.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Costume
costumer,
design.
Lydia,
Lydia.
Tanji.
But let me just back up a little bit because of Richard's question.
Editor.
The question was about a cast for a film.
Yeah.
Previous to that, there was never a film. There were episodic television shows.
I
But,
remember.
yeah.
I remember because I was the only New Yorker hired for the main parts, and I hadn't come out to LA, and I met them in San Francisco. And you know, as sort of like almost a lone wolf at the time, where you're the one token Asian in an audition room with many, many Caucasian actresses.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That was the time back then. To come into a room with the incredible Asian female cast, it was so, I almost felt like I was in a foreign land, you know?
Yeah.
Just-
Metaverse.
yes.
Right.
Yes, like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
Am I dreaming?
Can I tell
Am
you?
I dreaming?
I actually
Yes.
remember sitting outside. I had a newborn, and I was breastfeeding outside the room where they were waiting to go do our first table read or something. And I heard them all talking about their individual experiences and when they've met each other in audition rooms. And I remember feeding him and just starting crying. Because
you were so hormonal.
This is I was so hormonal. But I mean, I just gave birth. I just plopped this guy out like a week
I'm
before.
so glad you decided to do it,
Yes.
even though, right?
But the three of them, that camaraderie in the next room, it was just so, it was moving.
Right.
It was,
So at that moment, you realized you just formed a club.
Yeah.
Literally,
I
our
guess so.
own, our own.
Yeah.
We're like sisters. You know, we each have our quirks. We don't
my
talk
goodness.
about it.
Yes, we do.
We call each other out all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
But only in the
I
private
think
text.
so.
Yeah.
Only in the
But
private
in the
text.
most loving way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this-
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to think it's quite extraordinary to have 4 actresses.
That's true.
Correct.
That's
Same
true.
around the same age
Yeah.
and all vying for a lot of the same roles
Yep.
to never feel like we're in competition with each other. It's like if you're supposed to get the role, you get the role. If you know, and we're always so supportive and so happy for each
We
other.
were shut up outside of an audition. Do you remember? We were all there at the
All
same
4 of you were there at the same time.
Yes.
Yes, at the
And then-
party.
and
It
then
is a
we hung
party.
out
After the audition.
Yeah.
Expect
And
us to
then-
not
Like,
do that.
Do you have time? Do you have
Yeah,
time? Do you want
and
to
then
catch
we
a
went
coffee?
to the bathroom,
Yes.
and the lady were talking about very private things
private.
in the stalls, and we came out.
Yeah.
And do you remember that lady like sitting there putting her hair?
But what I would
more
like
different.
to say
Yeah.
what, about these 3 women, because Ming said we're in competition, but that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
But we would
Healthy.
also come in and go, oh, these are the Joy Luck Club girls. What chance do I have? And I think I've seen every single one of these women go up to the other actresses and say hello
Yeah.
to make sure that the other actors felt equal and on par, and they were our peers. We were all peers, just gunning for the role that we were all in for.
And because all 4 of you did this together and you intimated this earlier, this is about Asians in America, Asian Americans, Chinese Americans, but it's more than that. If we look back to the 90s, after Joy Luck Club, what happened after that? Waiting to Exhale,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Luminarias.
Yeah.
Oh, the other female.
And
Yeah.
we started to
driven
really dig
projects.
into
Yes.
the discussion of what it meant to grow up as a woman in America
Right.
and to dig deeper
Right.
into what those layers might be.
Mm.
That is really quite a wave that you were at the start of in
You're
the
the
90s.
first person who's brought that up. That's actually very accurate. Like the Sisterhood Pants movie. What's that? What's it called?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Thank you, Tamlyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Our
that,
brain.
I mean, it's continued,
Yeah.
the sisterhood movies. I can't say we're responsible for all of them, but it definitely cracked the door open. Yeah,
yeah.
that's,
It was a good template
observation.
that
Yeah.
we participated in.
This is why it is considered an epic. This is why it's considered historic, because of the beginning of that conversation openly in culture and film. And that is amazing, I think, to the filmography of this country within itself.
thank
When I
you,
look back,
Amy.
I could not just go, wow, that is really something else.
And if we're, just to bring up Asian men, I mean, it was helmed by Wayne Wang.
yeah.
And his ability to tie all these stories together,
Yes.
with Ron Bass and
16.
Amy Tan's script. Yes,
16
stories.
Was it 16?
Yeah, and you
It's
can't even
16
tell.
stories. No,
Yeah.
no, it truly was a masterpiece
Yeah.
in
It's
storytelling.
such a blessing to work with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk
really
about an
was.
anthology of anthologies, right? 16 stories.
Yeah.
And you watch the film and you don't feel that. I want to get into this. While you were making the film, did you ever sense this would become the benchmark, the touchstone of
I
the way
didn't.
that we would
No,
talk
dear,
about
no.
Asian American film for decades, even to this day as we sit down together?
Oh gosh.
Well, especially I feel like because there was so much, I think Chinese, I could be wrong, but the fact that it was not even nominated for a screenplay.
Well, now
Adaptation.
you're opening the door.
I don't
Open it.
care.
No,
I don't
no,
care.
but
It's
true.
30 years. It
Yeah.
needs to be addressed.
Not only were we
It
not
needs to be
nominated,
addressed.
but we were asked to. Do you guys remember this? We were at a payphone. We were asked to present at the Oscars, and somebody was on the phone. One of us was on the phone and heard, "Oh, we've just been unasked."
Ew.
Because
I
they
did
had
not.
I didn't
remember that.
remember that.
I just remember we're all
Wow,
standing
really?
at the payphone.
See, I block out painful memories.
Unasked.
Yeah, unasked or
yeah.
Disinvited us?
disinvited.
Disinvited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
We don't know.
We'll never know.
We will never know. We will, but you
We've
know.
heard so many stories and theories over the years
Yeah,
that
they
our
already had an
performances canceled
Asian.
each other out. How can we
but
nominate the four daughters
screenplay
versus the four- yeah.
adaptation.
Yeah, that or direction or
yeah.
cinematography.
Yes,
It's a different time now.
It
though.
is.
very much, and we're grateful and
Yeah.
Yeah, the doors have opened.
yes.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Ming-Na, you said this was your green card to Hollywood.
Yeah. Because I never imagined myself coming to Hollywood. I always thought I was just going to be, you know, like a theater girl, do Broadway, maybe do some projects in New York. And my agent said, you know, you need to go out there. You need to try out pilot season. This is a good in for you with this film. And it's actually, it's incredible that I keep working because I am the worst when it comes to the business side of show
That's
business.
so not true.
It is so true.
Oh my God.
I'm so bad.
This is not true.
And it's like me.
They're calling you out. They're calling you out.
I am lucky.
That's
That's not true.
That's
You
not
have
true.
luck too. You have luck. It's a combination.
Yeah.
But I remember my husband came back from playing poker with
Oh, well,
these
poker's
women,
a different thing.
and he was like, "Whoa, that Ming has such a good business mind."
poker's
Really? Yes. I told you that.
No, but
That-
I'm good with poker, not with business.
Bluff. You're a good one.
And strategy.
Waiting.
I'm a woman. I'm a
Bad
woman.
waiting.
Like Sai would say, I'm a woman.
Tamlyn, how about for you, the idea of the green card to Hollywood?
Yeah.
When you talk with other aspiring actors or actresses and their opening role and how they get into Hollywood initially, in a way, did you see this as also for the four of you, a bit of a green card and an entry point into Hollywood itself?
I specifically, it's a green card into sisterhood and womanhood.
Yeah.
We're all sisters here because we don't have sisters.
Oh, that's so true.
We all have brothers.
Let's dig in a little bit deeper for your understanding of your femininity, for the mothers here and seeing your mother as well. As you went through the film and now when you look back, did it make you a better person because you understood those ideas and relationships and those sinews between other women in your life?
The
Being
stretching
better
of the
moms, better
fascia
daughters.
and the ligaments here.
Absolutely.
Again, to acknowledge our own mothers in our own lives, but also Q Chin, Lisa Liu, France Nguyen, and the fantastic Sai Chin. We became better women because of those women, because knowing their legacy, their history through Hollywood and their careers, and what they still continue to pass down along. The three of us were lucky to join Ming when she received her Hollywood Star on the Walk of Fame.
Most special moment.
And
in my
we will
life.
be all there for Lisa Liu's reception
Yes.
of receiving the Star of Fame.
Yes.
So
Yes.
becoming better women, becoming better actors, becoming better community people, becoming better moms, and ultimately becoming better daughters, because we're lucky that we have our mother actors still with us. Some of us have our mothers still with us, and we just treasure them all with their quirks and with their personalities. So it's a test of time, and it's a testament to the lessons that we still learn from them.
Yeah.
I do remember when we were doing press, we were at the Four Seasons, we were eating free oysters
Caviar.
or caviar or
Caviar.
something. And the four moms were sitting at the next table, and they were laughing at us, with us,
Yes.
but at us.
At us, too.
And they came over and sat with us and said, we were just talking about how,
Yes.
you know, they were saying, we're just talking about how you can't get too used to this. This is this moment.
Oh,
This
yes.
is this, yeah.
And
That's right.
just enjoy this moment, but move forward.
right.
Which I thought was really valuable
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they mentored you during the filming
And inspired.
and inspired.
Because, you know, there isn't a lot of history written or, you know, there's no press about the way they've paved the way for us.
It's about the mentorship.
Yeah.
It really is.
And who you did not have, but then come to realize who you do have in the four women that played our moms.
Exactly.
And now you are, Ming-Na Wen, one of these people that other young men and
and
women
so
look
proud
up
to do it.
Yeah.
We're the
So
same
happy,
age
so
as
happy to do it.
the
That's right.
actresses playing
That's
our
right.
moms
Oh,
were when
gosh.
they
That's right.
shot it.
Less mature, but yes, definitely.
I still remember too when I was going to work, my mom had the presence of mind because she knew that I wouldn't know this.
Yeah.
That she said, "You make sure you thank those women
Yes.
who are playing your
she's
mothers
lovely, your
for
mom.
paving the way
Yeah.
for you all." And I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I would not have known to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
you know, to find out like Lisa Liu had worked with
Marlon Brando.
Lisa Liu, right? What?
Yeah.
Why did I not know this?
Yeah.
Right.
Why did I think I was the one that was
Right.
struggling to like make some dent in this business? And in reality, I can't even imagine the hardship they went through. It's
Lisa
astounding.
Liu came over to America on the boat with my mom.
what?
Small world. So I had heard about Lisa's journey throughout the years, and in some ways she's the reason I'm in acting. She kind of threw me. So it is a weird kismet, like your story about. And then France is a therapist, so she really talked us through a lot of stuff. I know what you're thinking about. Do not air that.
What do you want to say? That's okay.
Okay, I'll say. I
No.
I got claustrophobic on a small private plane or small plane.
Yes.
And they shut the door, and I suddenly freaked out and wanted to open it. And
Yeah, because it was a propeller
Yeah,
plane.
no, I
It's
don't blame you.
horrifying.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Horrifying ride. I've never gone
didn't
back
know
to
it was
Telluride
gonna be
since then.
And Franz reaches
Yes.
over to you and
she came over and sat next to me, and then she helped me discover why I was claustrophobic.
Well, that's good. That's a good story.
wow, you got a 3-for-1 in this whole movie, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
After the film finished, after that success, did you expect a bigger change for faces like you in Hollywood? But it didn't happen.
Well, for me, I after that experience, I kind of buried myself because I felt like a wayward mom. But I did think more was going to open.
I think it opened.
Yeah.
You think it did open?
I really,
Okay.
I really do. I think it did help, you know.
I
And that's why I call it my green card, because
Yeah.
it was just like, because a lot of casting people saw the film.
And
So
it
whether
really
it
kind
was
of
a
legitimized
success,
us,
whether it was a
you know?
success or not in the box office, it didn't matter. It really
It kind
elevated
of like being a
our
part of
names
this
and
film
who we
means
are.
that you have some class and you're a good actor, because our reviews were so wonderful that it was an automatic kind of, okay, you're all right.
Yeah, we'll give you a chance.
Yeah, we'll give
Because
you
like amongst the many, oh, we'll see this Asian American actress.
So your takeaways are
I
that
know.
it did open the door.
It did open the door.
I'll
did
amend
change
it a
things.
little
didn't
bit.
burst it open.
I could feel you were about
But
to
you know what?
amend
It doesn't in this business overall, right? You could have a hit movie one year and then be an unknown the next.
I think
true.
So
the four of us.
Okay, that's my business sense
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, your
but
business
that's just my practicality.
Yeah,
talking.
you're
and you're
practical.
You know,
honest.
you can't take it personally.
Because for the 8 of us, and sorry, 9, because I want to include Vivian Wu. I think it did open the doors for the 9 of us. But in terms of more Asian American stories,
I was just gonna.
I do not think
Yeah.
it did not happen.
That's true.
Because if we're waiting 20 years until Crazy Rich Asians and they're pinpointing it to the touchstone of Joy Luck Club, and I go, nope, it goes farther than that. It goes to Flower Drum Song, the World of Susie Wong. We need to keep reminding our community, as well as the nation and the world of movies, that our stories have been, you know, box office hits, and they're classics and they're timeless, and they just should be, told and stolen and told all the way along, because they're universal. It's about mothers. It's about families. It's about falling in love. It's about celebrity. It's about being able to say
being American.
And
what
it's
the
about
truth
being
is.
seen.
Yeah.
Because when I read Amy Tan's book, that was the first time I was struck at feeling like someone sees me.
Yeah.
That I was not living this life, this adventure, these experiences alone.
Right.
And
she described it in a way that,
Yeah.
like Q Chin says to you in the movie, she says, "I see you."
I see you.
That's exactly how we felt when we read Amy Tan's book.
Down to the heartbeats.
And then we
Yes.
belong.
Yeah.
We belong.
You haven't gotten a word in edgewise.
You know, I don't need to. Normally, I talk a lot more, I must say. But like I said,
We warned you.
knowing the 4 of you, I can say hello, and then I feel sorry for the editors, actually. I really do.
We really feel sorry for the
sorry.
editors. Good luck.
So following along those lines, and you brought that up, Tamlyn, when you see folks like Bowen Yang, Awkwafina, Simu Liu,
Awkwafina.
what's your reaction? Because you go to the theaters or you turn on the TV on a Saturday night and you might see some of those. Or,
It's
what do you
so
think?
exciting.
It's
I mean, the
so
first time
exciting.
seeing Bowen, honestly, I was a fangirl because you could see right away he had that extra
Yes,
thing.
he does.
And he brought Ronnie Chung
fearlessness.
there. Yeah.
Oh, Ronnie. Oh, my gosh.
We have.
Love Ronnie.
We are breaking. I do feel like that. That's my dream for us is that we break into the tapestry. That we're not considered exotic anymore. That
That's
we're
right.
just
We're
part
just-
of America.
Yeah.
As
And
it is.
I feel like I've gotten to this certain age now where everyone feels like my kid.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm so
They are.
freaking proud of them.
That's
And
true.
sometimes I don't even know them. And I'm like, I am so proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're killing it. They're like,
yeah,
nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
But it's very exciting.
But,
So what
yeah.
would you tell to those, you said you see them all as
Your
younger than
kids.
you and as your kids.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell them? The Simu Lius, the Awkwafinas.
How
I
they're
feel like
smarter.
they're killing it already. I think
Yeah.
they're doing
keep
what,
going
in
and
some ways, what I wish I did. They are
think they're
taking
more
a big
educated,
bite
though.
out of yeah.
I
but
think, yeah, right?
well,
I think
we were educated. I just think that we were. For me, I was a little hesitant to put my foot forward, and I
Right.
think they're not.
No, but that's
hesitant.
what I
They
mean in
feel
the
like they
business,
have a
in
right.
the business side.
Yeah.
Like we were sort of like, so, oh, okay, we're supposed to do this, and you know, like they know how to like do the business. Oh, publicity and branding and
These
social
kids are so
media
They're set
and
to
ba,
go.
ba, ba, ba,
They're
you
set
know,
to go.
Yeah.
they
They're so
they are
savvy.
so savvy.
How do you think Joy Luck Club would do if we released it next week?
I think they should. Because
would
once
kill it.
again, it shows how we are a part of the tapestry that makes America.
Yeah.
I think it holds up, too.
Yes, it.
I think
de-
it
And I think now with
exoticized
social
us.
media and the fact that the Asian community has evolved so much to be so organized and just supportive of one another. Because back in the 90s, there was a lot of like griping about that's not how it is. Some of that going on.
We did
and
not
we weren't
get
as
as much
cohesive.
support as-
So now, like Crazy Rich Asians, they were like, you
Right.
guys need to go to the theater, see it
Oh,
5 times,
gosh,
and
yeah.
they did it. They saw it 5 times.
Yeah.
So their box office was huge.
Yeah.
So you're saying the
Yeah, that's
market
so accurate.
is
It was also
really
a good movie. It was a great.
But
movie.
ours was too.
Ours
I
was-
know, I know, but you know, we're talking 30 years, people. We didn't have cell phones.
She's right
Yeah.
because the Asian community was not as supportive. We didn't have our act together like we do now.
the market wasn't ready. If we were
Yes.
to put on the business terms for a moment,
The technology
film,
wasn't there.
the
The
film
cohesiveness.
was out before its time.
Right.
And
some might-
globally too.
And
On
globally
an
as well.
economic level,
Yeah.
globally, it's been. I mean, it's night and day.
What
It's
would a
changed.
re-release look like?
It would look good.
Okay, so then
Because we
since I'm,
still look good.
yeah, you do.
Maybe,
All three
maybe
of
we
you.
won't be considered a foreign
Maybe, how
film.
about like a
Yeah,
director's
That's
cut?
how
That's
I
the
always
other
felt.
thing.
Director's
That's
cut.
how I
Yes.
always
Something like
felt.
that to make it a little different.
Yes.
Yeah, that might
and
be
then
to
also,
be-
we're like,
Actually, there were scenes that were filmed that weren't cut in.
That would be
See,
awesome.
I think that would be fascinating.
Oh, a re-release.
Yeah.
A re-release with.
I mean,
with-
we're not visually as slick as
Yeah.
Crazy Rich Asians,
Yeah.
but we have so much.
Oh, I don't
depth.
know. You're pretty slick.
Thank you.
think
Oh,
so?
thank
Pretty
you.
It was so shiny.
That
like,
would be a
Crazy
great
Rich Asians was so
idea. I
shiny.
think
Okay, we got one idea.
Re-release with edited.
Yeah.
you
With
know,
unreleased
deleted
Or
footage.
commentary,
You
maybe.
guys, Richard's trying to.
Okay,
talk.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I just.
Sorry, Richard.
I told you. I knew it. I knew when I saw the four of you coming. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here. Sorry to interlope.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
you're, yes.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
a sequel.
Please speak.
A sequel, is that possible? And Rosalind, I understand there might be.
Well, you ask. I don't
it would
know.
be great.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
would love that.
we
We'd
would,
love
you
that.
know,
If
If
something-
there was a sequel,
Yes, you'd be the
under
first
the
to know.
right circumstances, we would be so thrilled to bring these characters back to
And
life
to work together again.
and
Joy.
to see how it had, you know, how these characters have evolved and where their lives are at now, and Yeah.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
amazing.
I think a more
Yeah.
a more ridiculous idea would be to have a video game where the players get to choose what path June took, what path Lena took, what path Rose took.
Yeah, whether it's
It'll be both.
a sequel
Yeah.
or a TV series,
Yeah.
like I think that would be fun.
All right, so I said I watched it for the 5th time.
Yeah.
True.
There are many people, yes, there are many people who may not have seen it, might see it for the first time or for the 100th. What do you
Correct.
hope they take away from it now 30 years later? Tamlyn, what do you think?
Because these are 16 stories on the outset, written and based on the stories by Amy Tan, that they're multifaceted, not just multicultural. And when you bring in your light, your inner self to reading these books or reading these stories or viewing the movie again, that you'll be able to perceive other nuances that we all tried so desperately to be able to interject. The relationship is how we look at each other, how we look at our moms, how we took the breath to address each other in a particular scene. And those are human moments, and this is a terrifically human story, and it's endless. It's the limits there.
Amen
are
to
all
that.
there. Yeah.
You two were whispering about what to have for lunch?
Okay, I'll tell you what she said. She said, Richard's smart. He's now choosing. He's now calling us each out to answer. Because I'm sorry, I had to tell, because otherwise we're all like
all out on the table.
I'm running out of time is why. Otherwise, I would sit here and I'm enjoying this, to be honest. I forget that I'm actually interviewing you because the 4 of you are just having such a great time.
We all have to sit down to a meal.
Yeah, you're fantastic. What do you expect in that reviewing or that new viewing? What do you think?
I think that if an audience, new or old, can find something in our film to relate to that helps them feel like they belong, then we've done our job.
Right.
And because I think at the end of the day, that's what human beings want, is a feeling that they belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be able to, it was shot cinematically, beautifully shot. And I think on a large screen, it tells a different depth of a story about these characters and the beauty, the visual feast that you would experience in a theater with an audience. It would be lovely to have it re-released.
That doesn't get brought up a lot, is the way the film was edited and filmed. It is just huge, but you earn it throughout the film. It doesn't come in and hit you, but as you get towards the end, you're like, wow, this is big.
The script
visually.
is amazing.
And
Wayne was an art major in school, so and that was very
important to him.
Yeah.
So
And
we were all
Amir,
had a
Amir was
the cinematographer.
his
is
eye.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a lightning round really quickly here. Just raise your hands.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
this is
fine.
dangerous. This is very dangerous.
Ooh, can't wait. We're ready for danger,
Raise your
Richard.
hand if you're the one who
Oh,
eats the strangest things of the 4 of you.
we all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get.
We're
Laughs the
foodies.
most off camera?
I'm sorry, what?
Laughs the most off camera.
Laughs the loudest, laughs
The
the
most.
longest, the most.
I think we all.
I think
We
all
all
of us. I think we're all guilty of
All right,
that.
the
I'm
loudest?
probably the loudest.
No.
You the loudest?
big
Okay, well,
thing
okay, you
about
can
it.
take it. You can take it.
We're both so loud.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, she's the
No,
loudest.
because Sai Chin,
This is a
Sai
competition.
Chin used to say, if you need to find Ming, listen
for her laugh.
It's her cowbell.
So true. Oh, that's right.
It's her cowbell.
Misses her cue the most.
This is her cue. I never missed my cue. But when we were doing
Nobody wants to raise their hand on that one, right?
No, we did not film anything together.
That's true.
Except
So
for those
Not,
groups.
Yeah, the group shots.
I
none
meant
of
just
us
about
had
our
lines.
tech.
No, we're
I
Oh,
didn't
our
mean
tech. She's
professionally.
talking about our tech.
Yeah.
they are all on mute,
They-
so I don't answer things for like a month.
They're all
Yeah.
consummate professionals.
They're really
Yeah.
good texters, and
Richard, we don't
We
miss
have
our
to be
cues.
together.
I can
Next.
tell. Nobody
Next.
does. Yeah.
Lightning round. Next.
So who is the weirdest one in the group?
I think all of us
What do you
are
mean?
pretty weird.
Yeah, we're pretty
The
weird.
nerd.
Lauren.
Who is the nerd in the group?
Definitely
all
weird.
nerds.
I mean, look at my shoes. I mean, I'm definitely the weirdest.
I think I'm the outlier.
Me thinks I'm
The four of us.
You think you're the outlier?
I think I
But in a
separate
good way,
myself.
in a great way.
Yeah, don't you think?
You mean the loner?
I think I'm a little more,
Yeah.
She thinks she's the grumpiest too.
well, let's put
With
it
a
this
smile.
way.
With a smile.
Grumpiest with a smile.
It's hard to get me to do all the things they want to do. Like the TikTok, they had to trick me
Yeah,
into
that's
doing
true.
that. They made me think I was going over for a meal.
And then you're doing
And then
TikTok.
As,
But it wasn't.
Well,
But it
yeah, no,
was.
it was. We got a meal. But Lauren
that was
greeted
fun.
me at the
Yeah, it was
car and
fun.
said, "Okay, I just want to tell you."
All right, now I know how to get you. Okay, two more really quickly.
Okay.
The biggest diva.
None of us.
Oh, none of us are. None of us are doing
And
that.
if there was one,
I'll
we'd
take
be
it.
scared of her.
I'll take it.
So we
I'll
won't
take it.
say
I'll
it.
take it.
Okay.
All right.
She said it.
all of
We
us
don't-
are or none of us are.
And-
Because, yeah.
Look
I
how we stick up for you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No.
The last one. Who's the luckiest?
We all are.
Yeah, we're all.
We're all
Sorry.
very
all
lucky.
so
yeah,
lucky.
We're so...
Listen, 30 years later, all four of us are still busy as ever,
Holy moly.
always working. That is a true testament of our, endurance, number one,
Yeah.
but, our longevity.
Yeah.
And
Not
it is
many
luck.
actors
Some
can
of
say
it's
that.
luck.
Even Oscar-winning actors can't say that.
You sound like such a Chinese
After 3
woman.
decades.
I do, and I'm proud of it.
But
Damn
can
it.
I also say none of us have sisters, and the fact that we were blessed with this,
With this.
and it really is like we're related. So
I
that's
couldn't
pretty
tell.
damn lucky.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Thank you all four.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for letting
you,
me
Richard.
sit
You're
with you.
putting up
This
with
is
us, really.
So enjoyable,
Thank
really.
you.
The
You're
four
so
sisters I
tolerant.
never had, and I'm sure I'm not the
Oh,
first person to
well,
say
now
that.
you're
right?
gonna
We'll
Come
have to
on
invite
in.
you.
Yeah.
We'll have to invite you to one of our dinners.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.